Hey, what is up, mortals? It is zor-el here with a new video for you. Welcome to Season 1, Part 6 of What If the Big Three Were in 1A. Just wanted to greet you guys by saying, sit back and relax, you guys are in for a treat. So, we begin. What was going on? One minute Nejire Hara was standing with her classmates at the entrance to the USJ. The next she got a swooping sensation in her gut and was transported to a whole different section of the facility. Whoa! She exclaimed. You got that right, someone said next to her. Nejire whirled around. She was about to activate her quirk, but then she saw that it was just Masahiro Ojiro, a fellow classmate. Where are we? She asked. I guess the fire zone, Ojiro answered. He pointed to the various buildings. Most had smoke damage, and some even had flames shooting out of the windows. Oh, that makes sense, Nejire said sheepishly. She wrung her hands. Everything had happened so fast. It was hard to wrap her mind around the fact that there were actual villains and that both her and her classmates' lives were in danger. So she decided not to focus on that fact. Alrighty, let's get going, Nejire said. She started to jog back towards the direction of the entrance. We've gotta help! We'll either have to confront the villains directly or find a way out of the facility and get some pro-heroes over here. Ojiro nodded and started to follow, but then he stiffened. His tail twitched nervously back and forth. Wait, I don't think we're alone. Creeping towards them were shadowy figures. It was hard to make out their features, but Nejire was pretty darn sure that they weren't classmates or teachers. They were villains. So that's why you separated us, Nejire said boldly, stepping forward. You were afraid to take us all on at once! The villains sneered. There were so many of them, and who knew what quirks they had? Hado-san, stay calm, Ojiro advised. They don't know what our powers are either, so we really have a bit of an advantage. And, he added under his breath, if we make a run for it, we might not have to fight at all. Yeah, Nejire agreed. Okay, we can do this. You go right, I go left? Ojiro nodded. 1, 2, 3! The two of them made a break for the alleyways between buildings. Ojiro used his tail to smash already crumbling structures, blocking the villain's path. Nejire propelled herself upwards with her quirk and sent debris crashing down behind her. Their plan was working. Or at least it was, until a villain used his quirk to melt away the debris and clear a path. Running away isn't gonna work, Nejire called. We have to fight! Are you sure? Ojiro asked. I mean, is that the best idea right now? What other choice do we have? Nejire said. Ojiro thought about it. He nodded, turned around, and stood his ground. Nejire followed suit. She didn't know much about Ojiro, but she did know that his quirk was best suited for close combat. Maybe facing the villains head-on was a mistake, but at this point, he was better than trying to run away. Nejire would rather be able to see all their opponents at once. Why wait for them to strike? It looks like it's just the two of us against 6 of them, Nejire said. I take 3, you take 3? Ojiro asked. Yep, Nejire said. She braced herself. The first villain to come at her had a quirk that turned the ground into a quicksand-like substance. Nejire hopped up and used her quirk to hover above the ground. The other two had elemental quirks. One threw fire at her, while another blew strong gusts of wind. It was hard to stay balanced mid-air, but Nejire was able to dodge the attacks. Meanwhile, Ojiro fought against a villain with the power quirk, one with telekinesis, and another with the ability to turn sound into concussive blasts. He used his tail to spring himself forward. He attacked and dodged with surprising speed. The villains had terrible teamwork. The attacks weren't coordinated. It was a good thing they weren't organized, or Nejire and Ojiro would be in big trouble. In the distance, Nejire could hear explosions and the sound of other battles being waged. How are their classmates doing? Was someone able to go for help? She blasted one of the villains back. He hit a wall and slumped to the ground. The other two backed away nervously. If you don't know what's good for you, stand down, Nejire said. Surprisingly, the villains seemed to listen. Nejire thrust her hands out, threatening another blast. Ojiro forced his opponents to join the others. He started to look around for something to tie them up with, while Nejire held them at bay. All right, now you're gonna tell us what this is all about, she demanded.
It wasn't our idea,
one of the villains stammered. We were put up to it. Yeah, it was that guy, Shigaraki. The other said, Shut up, both of you, hissed the tallest villain. He was the one with the quicksand quirk. Nejire tried to look intimidating. What does Shigaraki want? She pressed. The villains kept their mouths shut. Nejire let a beam of energy spiral around her arm. I said, what does he want? Ojiro scowled at them as he tied them up with the cable he found lying on the ground. The quicksand villain glared at his comrades. They averted their gazes. Finally, one of them broke. He wants to take out All Might! But All Might isn't even here, Ojiro said, frowning. No, Nejire said. But he will be when he realizes we're all in danger. Don't you remember what that Shigaraki guy said before we were warped away? We'll have to force the symbol of peace to make an appearance. This is all a setup. We have to go back to the others, Ojiro said. If they don't know what's happening yet, we need to let them know. And I'm sure they could use backup. He started to sprint away. Come on! Shigaraki will probably be waiting for All Might by the building's entrance. Nejire glanced back to make sure the villains weren't going anywhere, then followed. You know, she said, panting as she tried to keep up. You're gonna make one heck of a hero someday. You too, Hado-chan, Ojiro said. This video is sponsored by Adobe! Adobe is redefining the digital experience through game-changing innovations that shape the next generation of storytelling. Adobe makes it easy to create, edit, and share digital documents securely, allowing you to collaborate and communicate across devices. Adobe Photoshop is your go-to application for faster graphics editing and digital art as a whole. At We the Celestials, all our thumbnails across every channel are created with Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Premiere Pro is a timeline-based and non-linear video editing software application that is versatile and easy for beginning and master editors. Finally, Adobe After Effects is the industry standard tool for digital visual effects, motion graphics, and compositing applications used in post-production. Many of our voice actors, audio editors, and video editors use Premiere Pro and After Effects to produce these high-quality videos. Click the link in the description to start creating now, and thank you to Adobe for sponsoring this video. Please give you a discount, I don't have too much money. Watch out! Ojiro cried. He pushed Nejire out of the way as glass shattered above them. They just barely cleared it. Whoa, close one, Nejire said. Thanks. Ojiro nodded. Maybe we should check out that building. The window didn't blow apart on its own. Some of our classmates might be in trouble up there. Nejire started to hover above the street. Sounds good. I'll go on up and scout it out. Be careful, Ojiro said. I'll meet you back there. Nejire gave him a salute and propelled herself up to the floor where the window had broken. She carefully moved across the shattered glass and stepped inside. She tiptoed around the corner and listened for signs of life. Kaboom! The whole building shook. Nejire stumbled, regained her balance, then sprinted forward. Hello? She called out desperately. It was such a stupid thing to do, giving away her location, but she was so afraid that someone had gotten hurt. She headed down a staircase, opened a door, and stopped in her tracks. There were bodies. So many bodies on the floor. Villains. They were still alive, but they were all out cold. Ojiro came up behind her. He was breathing heavily from sprinting up the stairs. What happened? He exclaimed. Nejire gulped. They did, she said, pointing across the room. 3 figures emerged from the smoke caused by the explosion. Hado-san? Ojiro? Tamaki Yamajiki said in surprise. What are you extras doing here? An angry Katsuki Bakugo demanded. Hey! Ejiro Kirishima exclaimed. You're alive! Have you seen any of the others? Whoa, 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 Nejire said. Slow down! Let's start again. First, what happened here? What does it look like? Bakugo scoffed. We ran into some villains. We've been trying to make our way back to the USJ's entrance, Kirishima clarified. We got into some trouble, but luckily we've been able to survive so far. I'd say, Ojiro said, looking around at the passed-out villains. This is great, Nejire said. Now we can all work together. Bakugo rolled his eyes. Yeah, right. I'm out of here. He stomped away. Come on, Kirishima said. We'll just follow him at a distance. He's doing a pretty good job of fending off villains, but it's probably best to give him some backup. Kirishima and Ojiro sprinted after Bakugo as he exited the building. Nejire and Tamaki followed close behind. Tamaki, you're bleeding, Nejire said, noticing a cut on his arm. Tamaki shrugged. It's nothing. Just got grazed by a guy who can shoot knives out of his fingertips. Sounds scary, Nejire said. She grabbed a handkerchief from her pocket and quickly wrapped up the wound. There, all better. Thanks, Tamaki said. The two continued running behind the others. Nejire had only known Tamaki since the UA entrance exam, but she could already tell he was becoming more confident, more hero-like. Ahead of them, Bakugo and Kirishima were arguing about how to get back to the entrance. Ojiro jogged forward to help them navigate. You know, Tamaki said, I'm really, really scared. We have no idea what's happening, where everyone is, or if we'll get through this. He touched the wound on his arm. But thanks to Bakugo and Kirishima, I have a fighting chance when going up against the villains. I think we can help. At least until the pros arrive. Nejire nodded. Of course we can. We're future heroes. If we can't make a difference now, we'll never gain the courage to in the future. Tamaki nodded. Hey guys! Ojiro said. He pointed to their left. I'm pretty sure this is a shortcut to the entrance. Great! Nejiro said in relief. We have to hurry and find Mr. Aizawa or 13 before it's too late. Too late? Kirishima asked. The villains are here to lure All Might out, Nejire explained. That's what this whole invasion is about. They want to take him down. You couldn't have told us that sooner, Bakugo demanded. He turned to Ojiro. Hurry up and get us to the entrance already! Come on, Ojiro said, leading the way. What's the plan? Kirishima asked. I'm gonna kill that Warp Gate villain, Bakugo growled. Without him, the villains won't be able to escape. He got a sickening grin that made shivers go up and down Nejire's spine. What about the other students? And All Might? Tamaki asked. They can take care of themselves! Bakugo snapped. He's right, Nejire said. I believe in them. But we should still try to help out however we can. Even pro heroes need a hand every now and then. The group ran around a corner. There! Nejire could see the entrance. Hang on! Tamaki said. He used his tentacles to bar the other's path. What's the big idea? Bakugo snarled. Look, Tamaki said. Nejire looked to where he was pointing and gasped. There was a huge man looming over Mr. Aizawa. Except, it wasn't a man. Or at least, not entirely. It was humanoid, but had a beak, creepy eyes, and the top of its head was exposed, showing its brain. Mr. Aizawa was looking pretty beat up. He was bleeding profusely, and it looked like he had multiple broken bones. He struggled, trying to get up. His gaze was set on something across from him. There's Shigaraki, Nejire whispered. The villain was headed towards a student. It was Sue. We have to protect her, Ojiro said. Apparently, someone else thought so too. There was a blur of movement. Midoriya? Kirishima said in surprise. Midoriya used all his might to aim a punch at Shigaraki. Meanwhile, Mr. Aizawa was able to use his quirk to erase Shigaraki's power, saving Sue. Midoriya cried out and landed a blow. But not to Shigaraki. The strange man-bird creature had suddenly appeared, shielding its leader and taking the punch for him. That didn't even affect it, Ojiro said in awe. We've got to go in there and help them. These guys are really powerful. I don't know how long they'll be able to hold out. He was about to run into the fray when a familiar voice called out. I am here! Help had arrived. All Might was on the scene. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Now there are a few more things I'd like to go over before this video ends. Firstly, I'd like to thank our Patreons! BD Flames, Ethan Davis, Terry Chills, Shifter Miles, Adam Zagil, XAVB03, Zill, and Joshua Phelps. Secondly, I'd like to thank all of our YouTube members. Toya Costa, Rob the King, Sith Lord 906, CF2364, and Knuckles, Mimu El Tempest, Angel Juarez, Donald C. Stewart, Bryant Greer, and Reefy135. Thirdly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Fourthly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend an invitation to join the team. The only caveat is that we only accept members from 16 years old to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for new members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching and have a great day.